Hello loves, hope you guys are doing so good today. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a zipper fly. It's super simple, so stay tuned to learn something new. So now having my front pattern ready, I'm just going to be marking 8 inches. This is where my zipper fly will begin. And you have to do well to knot that part. So now taking a piece of paper, I'll be placing it under and I will now be tracing my crotch line starting from that 8 inches up to the waist point. So you keep your front pattern aside and you square that line out. Once I'm done with that, I'll be cutting out the excess points I have there. We won't be needing that. After doing this, I will now be marking half an inch. This will serve as my sewing allowance. And from the allowance point, I will now be marking 2.5 inches. 2.5 inches for the actual crotch crotch flap, and also half inch for serging or however you want to finish your seam. You will be squaring that out. And now to make our curve, I'm going to be taking my pattern master, but firstly I'm making an angle of 1 inch. On my pattern master, I will then be slightly connecting it to form our curve point. So we have this ready. We'll be cutting it out and also cutting 2 pieces on our fabric, 2 pieces of this pattern on our fabric. Remember, our seam allowance is already in this pattern, so no need to add additional seam allowances. So I'm actually making this video because I'm making a cargo pant video, a very detailed cargo pant video. If you haven't watched that, I will link that in the description. After this, do well to watch it. And thank you guys, we are almost 500 subscribers strong. Thank you very much. So to make our crotch template, I cut out the half an inch sewing allowance we had already, and then I'll be reducing my crotch flap to 1.5 inches. I'm squaring that down and I'll be making a new curve with my pattern master. Once done with that, you'll be cutting out this excess out. This is going to form our template. That front stitching in front, this is going to be the template. Whatever you have is whatever the stitches you have at the end. So placing our first front piece, I'll be placing wrong size facing of my 2 pieces and I'll be stitching that close. I will then be opening my flap and I will be top stitching this with like 1/8 of an inch. Now I'm taking my zipper and facing it down. I'll also stitch it. I'll face it down and also it should be touching the line, the actual line of your crotch line. Look carefully at how I'm placing it, and then I'll be stitching the right side of it with half an inch. Once you're done sewing, you can see how neat it looks. When you turn it inside, you can see how flat everything is looking. So before we move on, we have to use our template now. So you take the template you already made, and using that guideline, you'll be stitching it to form that stitch line that is always at the front crotch. So I'm just pinning that to make sure that it stays in place. Pin it carefully so it stays in place, because we don't have any jaggedy lines in front, so you can see everything looks. Now I'm just going to be using that as a guideline to now stitch and form my crotch curve, or will I say zipper fly line. So you gently maneuver your way, and you can see also I moved away the zip so it wouldn't get stuck underneath. So when you move it away, you can now complete your stitching. I like to even almost stitch on the paper so that I'll know that okay, I'm on the line. You can see how it's looking here. Looks so neat. So now taking my other zipper fly and placing it beneath our zipper already attached, and now I'm going to be sewing that with 1/2 inch seam allowance. Sewing allowance. Remember to backstitch. So I'm also taking my other front pattern and placing it. Is more like sandwiching the zipper, this actual zip in between both the fly and also the front pattern. When you sandwich it in between, then you then stitch. Once I'm done stitching, you can see everything is already looking in place, looking so gorgeous already. What I need to do now is connect the leg curve, or will I say the extension, the crotch extensions. I'll then connect it. So what I'm doing is I'm flipping it wrong side out, and I'm just folding, matching my wrong front right seams facing, and then I'll be stitching with 1/2 inch. Please take it easy while you're doing this, because you know it's a curved line, so you need to take your time, a stitch at a time, so you will have that actual smooth curve at the end. Please also, as you're doing this, remember to keep on ironing. I wasn't ironing because I was in a rush, and also this tutorial is just for educational purposes, so that's why I was in a rush. You can see how smooth everything is looking. You can see how easy this butterfly is. So stay tuned, check out some other of my videos, and please don't forget to subscribe. See you guys next time. Love you. Bye.